Okay, we are in a discussion of AWS solutions architect, and we've been discussing about the storage services provided by AWS in my previous videos. We already completed few different storage services provided by AWS. Among them is S3 object storage we discussed, and then we discussed EBS, elastic block store, hard disk type storage service, which is mainly used in easy to compute instant, and that is a block storage. And then my previous video we discussed EFS, elastic file system, which is a file type storage more towards Linux Unix favorable NFS network file system. In this series, the last one we're going to discuss today is FSx and last file system overview, which is a managed file system service provided by AWS, which is more favorable towards Windows, but it's not limited to Windows only, right? Let's go into the first slide and identify what is actually we called FSx. So mainly FSx is a fully managed service that makes it simple to launch and scale reliable, performant, and secure shared file storage in the cloud. So it's similar to EFS, right? Create file system in a minute, and they connect to various AWS services, including EC2, uh, Elastic Container Services, EKS, Elastic Kubernetes Services, right? So fully managed service, this is a FSx handles all complex tasks, including hardware provisioning, um, software configuration, patching, and backup. So this file system, AWS managed file system, we only going to use that file system, right? So this is basically a cost effective, right? High reliability, high performance, and as well as like EFS, you could see this is integrated with so many AWS services, the other services like S3, CloudWatch, CloudTrail, Key Management Service, EKS, and more comprehensive solution, right? All right, so we going to looking into what sort of categories uh, will be provided by FSx, right? It's supporting diverse workloads. As I said, it's not like one similar protocol like EFS, which is NFS 4 and 4.1, but this has a different phases. Like uh, this can be a Windows file server, right? So which active directory integration. So which is basically used for SQL Server databases, Microsoft Office applications, and enterprise file shares. So it looks like one of the file server which is in our own premises with Active Directory configured, right? So the other one is NetApp OnTap. NetApp OnTap is a software which is control this file system, which is multi-protocol support with advanced data management. So that piece, that category of this service is going to be used for business intelligence, data warehousing, and content repositories, right? And then you got another phase called Luster. Luster is high performance parallel processing computing, so which is more towards machine learning training, genomics research, weather modeling, huge fast parallel processing, right? And then you come up with the open ZFS zettabyte file system. So high throughput for content creation backup like video editing, digital assets management, archives, and backup. So this FSx coming up with so many different paces, right? Same thing coming up with so many different paces and so many different protocol types, right? Each workload has a different features and each workload support different protocols, right? Let's have a look at the performance sort of comparison to have a look what sort of performance comparison we these different four types. The in the horizontal axis, you can see the file system type. So they have these four basic types. So Windows file server, that is basically going to be, we're going to discuss SMB type, the Luster, and then you got a Net App on tap, that's a software, then Open ZFS zettabyte file system, which is a open standard. So in the horizontal axis, while you have a file types, vertical axis is a throughput, gigabits per second. We discussed about throughput is how much transfer and rate you can do, right? Uh, so that's coming up with the see that Windows file server is the lowest performer, and then that is enterprise workloads, and then you got a high performance compute workload HPC type is Luster is really good for that type, and then NetApp on tap analytics type workloads, data warehousing, right? And then you have ZFS, the media workloads like video editing workflows, digital assets management, and archive backup, right? All right, so let's explore more about these ones. All right, so now we already discussed these four type of different phases that FSx coming up with. So Windows file server, last net app on tap, and then FSx for open ZFS, right? So these ones, right? So the first one is we probably have experience in this one. So it's SMB protocol support, simple messenger blocks, right? And then with active direct integration, which one is it good for legacy applications, Windows environment, right? So uh, fully managed Windows-based file system. And then the other hand, you got a high performance parallel file system, S3 integration, and POSIX complaint. That means you can set up permissions in there, and then high performance computer workload machine learning training, which is last is suitable for. And then the FX NetApp on tap is a software manage, that's NetApp on tap software manage a file system, which is actually a multi-protocol support. So NFS, that is network file system, which is Linux based, and then SMB, right? Simple message box, right? And then iSCSI, right? And then NetApp snapshot technology, and then storage features, Plex clone for Plex cache, hybrid cloud storage, database workload, and you can see it's one of the pace coming up with multi-protocol support, right? And then we move into open source side. So open a ZFS, so Zettabyte File System. So Zettabyte File System is more suitable for Linux sort of applications, but we discussed the workflows, video editing, right? Digital workplace workload. So that is how it's coming up with, right? And here, Amazon FSx file system performance comparison. You can see Luster is best performer, while NetApp on tap and OpenEZ FS have like similar capabilities, while Windows File Server is also providing a legacy type of file sharing workloads, right? And then now we go with talking about what is the difference between standard FSx and FSx for Lustre. As you know, Lustre is parallel processing HPC, high performance computing workloads, not like normal Windows file server sharing, right? And a bit of a different NetApp on tap multiple protocol storage, and then ZFS is high performance NFS, that is network file system, which is more towards Linux, and then last high performance computer workloads, right? So this is last is very good at machine learning, financial modeling, genomics analysis. So see that in a comparison graph, you can see last performance is higher than any of the other one in the category, right? And normal standard effects is for normally general file sharing, enterprise workloads, or it will come into a category to multi-protocol access under NetApp on tap, right? So that is the major difference between Luster and then normal FSx workloads, right? All right, so we're going to little bit of talking about the last high performance file system for compute intensive workload HPC. So fully managed service that provides high performance, cost effective, and scalable storage powered by Lustre, right? World most popular high performing file system. So that is the world most popular high performing uh, file system. So you can see the latency, and then you can see the throughput, terabyte per second throughput, and then you can see input output per second, so millions, and virtually unlimited storage capacity. So fully elastic cluster file system. So it's like same like in the EFS. So it will be scale up or down based on your needs. While more files capacity needed, it will expand. So less capacity needed, it will shrink. Dating and everything is managed by its AWS in the background. And then if you think of integration, seamlessly integrate with so many different services, like especially in S3 for data warehousing options, and then you can monitor cloud watch integration, and then if you see apart from S3 integration, so many other AWS service integrated for use for like Kubernetes services, backup, right? Cluster, batch, CloudWatch, right? And then IAM, identity and access management for comprehensive orchestration and monitoring and security, you know. So that's how it integrates with, right? And this is really sort of an idea how the Lustre file system architecture. So it's a Lustre client. So you have object storage here, data storage under here, and then object storage server 2, server 1, server 2, target 1, target 3, and then all metadata management is by another server, metadata management server. So the metadata server, right, called MDS, manage file names, directories, permissions, and metadata is stored in MDT available to client. So that's all its metadata. So it's like features will be managed by one of the server, and then data storage mapped into that, right? And then handle requesters and access to the object storage targets, while parallel processing you can do from multiple storage servers, parallel read and write operation, right? That's sort of like a complex process. All right, so just giving you an idea. So key features of FSx for Luster. So Luster architecture, just in giving you an idea. So let's say you got the two accounts, account A and account B in AWS. So let's say you got S3 data lake, the buckets, and then your cluster file system is located under account A in here, right? So you can see the metadata server, object storage targets, and then you got management server. So in your account A, so these instances are connected to Luster file system and being using. Also in here, you can use cross account through the mount access. So you can, because it's a network file system, you mean uh, it's available in network, not in FAS, but it is a network type of protocol. So you can use it in here, and then here account B. So you can have a policies, right? And then you can control securities who going to be accessed, right? And then you can have a VPC isolation, right? Also, you could see the security wise data in transit and data in at rest is encrypted, right? So cross account resource sharing, here you see POSIX compliant characteristic, millions of input output per second, hundreds of GB throughput, that is transfer rate, and the sub-millisecond latency. That's how you access, faster access, right? So as you can see, again, the last is high performance with the integration with the S3, mainly data lakes, but it's not limited to S3. It's integrates with thousands of other services provided by AWS, like sorry, Kubernetes services, container services, right? So many other services, and then you could see cross account sharing, and then you can set up permission, also fully managed. So it's underneath it's being managed, right? All right, let's go to see integration with AWS service. As I said, the seamless integration with the AWS. So the machine learning, the monitoring, batch processing, data management, right? So many other services going to be integrated with this one, right? All right, so little bit of we're going to discuss uh, workloads for Lustre. So mainly normal storage can't do workloads efficiently. So you can do artificial intelligence and machine learning workloads, right? Fast storage performance or GPU, right? Graphic instances, right? Uh, and then a terabyte per second throughput and millions of IOPS. So normal hard disk type can't handle. So this is why you need a sort of high performance file system like Lustre. That's what it said, high performance computing. for massive data, computational resources, right? And then again, with the if you can't use data lakes analytics with the that much data, so you can use this last file system as a storage for this one. Also, it's a huge media processing, past media processing, rendering, and then you can use one of the piece of this last file system, right? Remember the zettabyte file system is ZFS open. All right, so deployment and management. So you could see this can be deployed in various ways, like normal ways, like console, right? See that console, right? And then you can use CLI, you can use SDK, and then you can use cloud formation to deployment options, specific IAM requirement, and then you can monitor the file system once it's running. And here, right, we're going to compare a bit before we finish in the video, and we're going to comparison with the other FSx options, right? So there's three different FSx options here, as we do always. Primary use case, right? And then you could see the protocols, Windows File Server, SMB, and then NetApp on tap is a software-based one. You could see there are different protocols supported in a phase is SCSI card, right? And then last step, POSIX compliant, high performance parallel processing, enterprise workloads, general purpose, and then you can see integration. What sort of integration, right? So this is how you going to use Luster file system, right? And what we can do is, right? So if you have these following necessities, you can use this Cluster file services are provided by AWS. So with this video, I think that's included discussing of storage solutions provided by AWS. So I'll see you guys from another new topic with my next video. Until then, thank you very much.